We are live. Good morning, Mob family. Welcome to episode 47 of our Mob TV Cafe Clutch. Let's see who joins us. It's a good day today. See how give everyone a chance to get here. We should be live. Yes, we are. We are live. Who's that? It looks like Linda. And hello, Linda. Good morning. We've got some people coming in. Malcolm. Good morning. Well, good morning for me. Hello, Malcolm. Greetings. Welcome. Hello, Paige. Good morning and welcome. Who else is here? Let's see. We are live on YouTube. Hello, all our YouTubers. Hello, YouTube Nation. How's everyone doing out there? Fantastic. I'm glad we're live on YouTube. Good morning, Heather. Welcome. Audrey, good day. How are you? Let's see. All right, let's get our official Mob TV. Hello, Dolly, our Mob TV greeter. Where is she?
Woo! Welcome to the Mob TV.
What episode are we on?
Episode 47.
Fantastic. Thank you for that awesome greeting. Hello, everyone. Darren, welcome. How are you? Z is getting really good with her greetings. She practiced that one. Check, Dan. Oh, did you see that trailer, Dan, for Yasuke? That's going to be fun. Good morning. Really early good morning, Jeanette. Middle of the night good morning for you. Oh, you want to see more of the t-shirt? Let's see if they can pull it up here. This is Samurai Bear. See if I can show more of it. Yeah. I got it at this place called barefoot.com. Bear being bears and B-E-A-R. Foot.com and some special shoes. They're really flat, minimal shoes that I use for weight training. This shirt, when you buy it, portions of it go to charity. So it's a cool shirt. And it looks, I like the design. The design is really awesome. Who else is here? Let's see. Hi, Tina. Hello, Joy. Yes, she is adorable. Hello, Audrey McSwiggan. Hello. Welcome. Hope all of you are doing well today. Links. Can you put a link for barefoot.com on the chat? I'm going to click on this so I can see it better. Links. And I'm going to mute it because I don't need to hear myself. Awesome. Oh yeah, the mug is awesome. The mug is this is actually Dolly's mug. Mine is the Iron Man one, the classic Iron Man. This is a classic Black Widow, which is Dolly's mug. They're the same size, so it's about the same amount. It's the same amount of coffee. Yeah, Dan, the trailer. I'm gonna watch that with the youngest Valkyrie. It looks really good. She wants to see it, so it's like whoa. There's a link to Barefoot Athletics. All right, so let me do the greeting real quick. Our official Mob TV greeting. Shout out to the entire family, the tribe, everyone. Jesus, so many. Shout out to the tribe. Two of them are away in school right now. The little Valkyrie was the greeting. Shout out to my sister Lee, and to all the older tribes. They're out doing their whole thing with their lives, you know. To everyone on YouTube, hello. If you haven't seen us on YouTube, go follow us. We're at Bitten Peaches Storyteller on YouTube. So link, subscribe, and share. Click on that little notification on the subscribe button, and then the notification bell so you know when we're there, when we have our Mob TVs. On Instagram, we're at Bitten Peaches, so follow us there. I know there's a lot of us, so go to Instagram and follow us at Bitten Peaches, please. Do we have new stuff on ZAZZLE? So we have awesome stuff on ZAZZLE. Dolly's been taking a little bit of a hiatus because allergies have been like, fighting with her. So she's taking a little bit of break from the unleashing the designer Mancy that she has. So ZAZZLE, but there's so much awesome stuff on ZAZZLE. Please go to our store M&S on ZAZZLE and get some swag from there. We have a new Patreon, Sonia Roy. Hope I got and the short story. I know I'm supposed to do a short story for our patrons. So I'll be writing that probably over the weekend and unleashing it just for you guys, for the patrons who have been awesome supporting us on Patreon. Yeah, the allergies have been really bad. All the Valkyries and the Amazons of this household get allergies. Us warrior guys, we don't get allergies. But all the females in this house do get allergies, and it's really bad. Yeah, except for Winter, except for our dog, she doesn't get allergies. Don't forget to go to our newsletter on www.orlandosanchez.com. and sign up, and you'll get our monthly newsletter. I'm trying to make it monthly. It's just this month has been kind of crazy, but trying to make it monthly. Follow us on BookBub, because we are on BookBub. And please go to Binge Books, join, and add reviews. I'm getting a note here that we really need reviews on Binge Books. So please go to Binge Books. It's Dolly will add the link momentarily to Binge Books. Go there. Sign up. It's free, so you don't have to, just go and add reviews for the books that you've read. I'm not asking you to doctor anything. Just go and put the reviews so that we can have more reviews as it creates more social proof. I would really, really appreciate it. So, there goes my scary picture, my Binge Books picture. There. So yeah, please don't forget to add your reviews on Binge Books. Don't forget to add your reviews for Nameless, which I think is at 51 reviews. And They Kill, which is the most recent project. I think it's at 64. No, but it changes. See, watch.
I got it today.
65. So They Kill is at 65 reviews. Nameless is at 51 reviews. So please add your reviews, guys. Okay? And, the reviews help, which is always awesome. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's the time. This is the allergy time. I'm so glad I've never really gotten any allergies, except when I go visit my sister in Virginia. And then I live on Clarendon because I can't breathe. My eyes puff up. It's bad. So I think it has to do really with the environment. So when I go to Virginia, I know exactly what allergies are. I get whacked with them. It's like I can't do anything except for live in the pool. When I'm in the pool, it's awesome. Hello, Yasmin. Welcome. If I haven't said hello to you, I'm sorry. And, I'm saying hello now. So, because the feed is going really fast. So, hello to all of you who've just walked in. And welcome. Welcome to our Mob TV. Those of you who are wondering what's this thing next to me over here, this is peaches. This is stuffed peaches. Stuffed peaches. Stuffed peaches. Just hanging out. So yeah. Wow, I'm warm. Oh, the weather's changing. I'm really warm. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, it's not plugged in? You might want to plug it in. I'm really warm because it's getting hot here and I'm melting. And my body runs hot, which is why even in the winter, I can wear shorts and I don't feel the cold. But in the summer, I suffer. It kills me. Yes, Malcolm, that is the same stuff peaches everybody wants. Okay, Requiem, Jenna asks, okay. So Requiem is supposed to be about 50K. I can tell you right now it's going to be more than that. And I'm more than 2/3 into it. And I have a hard deadline of middle of next month to go to the art. So I'm going to see if I can actually make that earlier. But it's a lot of fun. And we're about to gently redecorate the Unisphere, I think. If not right now, later on in the book. So, yeah. Yeah, and even, see, the thing about the stuffed peaches is that because of COVID, the people that we would have looked to make, mass produce these, everybody's closed still. So, we've got to wait a little while until everything opens up, and then we can get back to looking to see who can make these in mass. Let's see. Have Monty and Simon been listening to Nixia? No. Two different worlds. I don't think those two worlds will ever collide. I hope not. Yeah, let's see. 66 degrees outside Fahrenheit. Inside probably 25 degrees more because it runs hot in here. And I'm probably like close to the second level of hell heat. Like the surface of the sun. My body runs really hot.
Should I cat call right now?
You can cat call, sure. I'll put it to you like this. I'm so warm that in the winter, everyone likes to huddle next to me. And I'm like, what? Like, you're warm. You're the radiator. So, yeah. So, it's like that. Oh, Malcolm, yeah, with the word count. Yeah, here's the thing. With Monty and Strong, I try to never really put a limit on the word counts because it's Monty and Strong. And so I kind of want to let it be what it needs to be organically. On occasion, I'll try to put a limit like 50K because that's usually what I write at 50K, 55, 60. I'm already at 33K and about, I think I'm anticipating maybe another 30K, so we'll see. And 30K and we haven't even gotten to like, you know how the books are. They kind of ramp up, and then it's like, action! So we're at the ramping up part, and I'm at 30K. So imagine. No, not quite. No, you're still there, Jeanette. You're not dead yet. You will be, though, but not yet. You will be by the end of the book, put it that way. So, yeah. You enjoy, I don't usually either. As a reader, I don't care if its story is good. It could be long, it could be short, as long as the story is engaging. But as a writer, I have to be careful of the word count because of other concerns. Like now, I didn't think about it before, but now as the books are becoming audiobooks, I have to be conscious of how long the books are because it directly translates to the cost of the audiobook. Like for me to produce it, the longer the book, the more it costs to produce. So if it's too long, it might be more practical to break up the book into several books. So it depends. Like,
yes, but it makes Jeanette happy. It's worth it.
if it makes Jeanette happy, it's worth it for sure. Yeah, like Dan says, word counts are like slices of pizza, optional. I don't really concern myself too much with the word counts, but I use them as parameters to see where I'm at in terms of, I have a word quota every day that I try to reach, but I usually blow past this book is going to be X amount of words, and I usually get past that, and then I keep going, and so it's like, it's just kind of a range, you know? You know, the way you've described it, Jeanette, and I know Kevin is fantastic. Jeanette is saying Walking the Razor's audio is amazing. The way you describe it makes me want to go listen to it. And now I have to go listen to Walking the Razor. And I'm saying this like I didn't write the book. But I have to go listen to it because I know Kevin is fantastic in terms of the audio. So, and yeah, we know you're the audio queen in terms of like, you know the audios come out before we do. It's like, I think Kevin calls Jeanette. He goes, like, hey, Jeanette, the next audio's done, you know? A breakfast snippet. You mean like from Requiem? Yeah, there'll be one for the weekend. Definitely, Wendy. I'll be dropping off one after the Mob TV, for sure. Yeah, Linda says she likes longer books if it's good, and I hate for the books to end. Here's my thing. I like longer books. My thing is that when they're long, and then I know I'm getting to the end and the story isn't resolved, I start to get concerned because that means I have to wait for the next book. And I know waiting for the next book is always rough, but sometimes it has to happen. Like Dark Glass and Walking the Razor, I'm just glad I was able to get those two fairly quickly. Yeah. So, but it's like that, you know. It's these things happen. So okay, I'm gonna move Peaches because he's in my face and it's disturbing me. So Peaches is gonna say goodbye. Bye, Peaches. So I gotta, let me just show this off to you guys. So I thought this was gonna be a much smaller version. I got this project for the other Valkyrie who really enjoys art. They both do. They're both artists. And actually all three of them are artists. The little warriors and artists too. So I got this. This is a goat. This is a dark goat. But it's not the dark goat yet. So I got this. And then I got... Those of you who are like me grew up with the Testors model paint. This is Testors model paint in... What is it called? Grape purple? It's like dark... It's like it's really dark grape color. And so... The project is that she's going to tape all the windows, the wheels, and everything, and she's going to paint this into the dark goat. So once this project is done, I'll show it to you in the Mob TV. So I'm going to move this too, because it's in my face. But I thought this is it's a true to scale size. It's a 1/8. 1/8? Yeah, it's 1/18. 1/8. 1/8 it wouldn't fit in the house. So it's 1/18 scale die cast metal. Those of you who are old like me remember the die cast cars that we grew up with. So I have the brushes coming today. I have more paint because I don't think this is going to be enough for that whole car. And then the other Valkyrie is going to paint that one and make it look like the dark goat. Once that's done, I'll show it off to you guys. It's a great looking... Let me see if I can open this up. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this without creating a disaster. It's this color. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So she's gonna paint that, and then once it's done, I'll show it to you guys. No sanding. No, I think she's just gonna be able to paint it. I think use that base coat as the base coat, and then I'll see. Maybe she might have to sand it. We'll see. I'll check it out first, Chris.
Zoya's asking for a different model now.
I can get her the Beast from Gray's story.
And one for Rayhan.
Oh my God, what's the one for? For Rayhan, I have to get him the Widow from Ursula's story. Well, the Beast is black too. I don't know what to say. I don't think most of the Nixia doesn't have it. Oh, Nixia has, yeah, but that car, I don't even know if they make models of 8. I don't know, I have to find it, see. What year is the GOAT? I believe the GOAT is 66, 67. But you can't find the GOAT that we have in the stories because the GOAT, I took liberties with the GOAT. I added suicide doors, and it's a 4-door. And the only GOAT that's really a 4-door is called the Tempest. It's not considered a true GOAT. I believe that was a 1967 model, was the Tempest. And so that was a 4-door version of the GOAT. So, but that's the year, yeah. Dinky, Matchbox, Hot Wheels. Yeah, Mel, I had all of those. Hot Wheels and Matchbox is what I grew up with. Not sure I can get behind painting a GM in a Mopar color. I get it, but it's the dark goat. It's got to be that purple. Let's see. First book post Requiem, the Silk Saga. You know, he's the man. Yeah. I don't know about the Silk Saga. We'll see. I have a lot that needs to get done. I keep looking at the schedule, and that schedule's not even valid anymore. So, there's black, and then there's black. Right. BMW came out with something called Vanta Black, which is 98% black. It's so black that light doesn't shine off of it. It absorbs light. I don't know how much it costs to get that BMW, but if you ever just look up BMW Vanta, and you'll see it looks like a black hole. It's amazing, that color. I wouldn't want to get it on a car because if you get one scratch on that, could you imagine replacing that paint? But it looks like a silhouette. It looks like a shadow. So it's amazing. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, and Ava does need some love. So I don't know how I'm going to get to the Chronicles of the Modern Mystics. I'm telling you, I need to clone myself. Good morning, Marsha. Welcome. Yeah, the Chronicles of the Modern Mystics has to be finished. So it's like, oh. I don't know how that's going to happen. So I need more days in the year to get that all done. 72 GTOs are a beautiful car. GTOs in general are a beautiful car. I had a 62 Camaro, which was a beast of a car, which is the one that Gray drives. Gray drives a 62 Camaro in black. I had it in matte black. It was a racing car with nitrous and everything. Thing was a monster. Without the nitrous, you'd step on the gas and it just wanted to fly. It was so powerful. So, but I've always enjoyed those kind of monster cars. But the the goats are considered really powerful cards too, and they're very elegant. They're stylish. So that's why I've always enjoyed the Pontiacs. There you go. Yes, the blackest black page. It's a Vanta black card. The thing looks like a black hole. It's incredible. Yeah, like Malcolm says, Nixie will suffice until I get to Ava. Well, Nixie's trilogy is done. So I'm not going back to that for about maybe towards the end of the year. So you're gonna have to wait. So I'm just putting that out there because the trilogy is done. Oh, Mary Beth wants to know, where do I find Mystics? It's on the Zon. You have to look under, what is the Ava story? Jeez. No, but that's the tagline. The story is called
Ava James.
No, it's not called Ava James. It has a name. Listen, I've read so many stories at this point. It's the ones that have priority are the ones that are current in my head. So just look up Ava James or Chronicles of the Modern Mystics. It's on Amazon. And I usually have all my books. It's a Dream of Ashes is what it's called. Mary Beth, right? I believe it's called A Dream of Ashes. It was awesome. I was trying to be really creative with the title. So Mary Beth, look up A Dream of Ashes on Amazon and you'll find the first book of the Chronicles of the Modern Mystics. Yeah, I used the nitrous on my Camaro a few times and it was scary because fortunately I was on a straightaway, but nitrous is no joke. Nitrous really makes the car, it's like, yeah. So the Chronicles of the Dream of Ashes, there you go, Dolly, because Dolly's just awesome. She put up the link there. That story is the story that kind of came right before Monty and Strong, even though I wrote Monty and Strong in the middle of Sepia Blue, in the middle of that series. And yeah, you have to read the Dark Flame. You're not going to get that unless you sign up to the newsletter because it's a short story that's free, but you only get it when you sign up to the newsletter. And A Dream of Ashes is the first book. And I wrote that one. It was kind of a precursor to the Monty and Strong world. And so you'll see a lot of similarities because I was kind of finding my voice in Ava James and in A Dream of Ashes in that story. So my voice was kind of coming to fruition. It was kind of developing. And it kind of came to a head in Sepia, even though in Sepia it still hadn't been developed well. But once I got out of Sepia, I started Monty and Strong, and I did Ava James, it started really forming. And then the voice that you hear now in Monty and Strong is what kind of came out of all those books. So I basically wrote 11 books to get to my voice. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dark Flame is on KU. Also on KU, you can get it. Sure. So grab it because it's a nice little short story and it gives you kind of the it's a prequel, I guess. It's the origin story of Ava James. So she's in it, but not really. It's really her parents, right? Dark Flame is her dad and her mom. So it's like the origin story of Dream of Ashes.
Why are you asking me?
I'm asking you because it's a sounding board. Roll with it, woman. Roll with it. It's the prequel to Dream of Ashes, and it's a fun story. And you get to see her dad in action and her mom and what happens and how she becomes who she becomes. So it's pretty cool. Hello, Trisha, and welcome. Finally, you got here. That's awesome. That's really good. All right, so let's do some book and audio updates. Walking the Razor audio, as we know, and Jeanette always lets us know, the audio is out for Walking the Razor. The Monty and Strong short stories 4 through 6. I don't know which ones we categorize as 4 through 6, but there's a series of short stories that we made a set, and they will be out the end of May. Do we know what the short stories are?
Yeah.
Dolly will inform me momentarily what the short stories are that are in that set. So that's going to be out at the end of May. So yeah, that's going to be fun to listen to. I have to listen to No God Is Safe. Is it No God Is Safe? No, War Mage.
Proper Hellhound.
A Proper Hellhound. Go ahead. The Perfect Cup. And Saving Mr. K. So those three have been bundled and put into one set, and they've been released for audio. They'll be out at the end of May. So, thank you, Stacy. I've been trying to work the beard, so yeah. Hope everyone's doing well, Stacy. And thank you for being here. So let's see. So those three short stories will be out end of May, and I don't know what the next next audio is. I think we'll put a pause on audios for a while because we caught up to all the Monty and Strong, and we have so many, but we're trying to spread it out a bit. And
RTC is soon.
Yeah, the Rule of the Council I know is going to be coming out soon because he's working on that working with Cheese Voice. He's going to be doing Cheese Voice.
Requiem is actually the next one.
Requiem will be the next one. So once Requiem is written, we send it to Kevin and he'll get it done. So, Malcolm wants to know if we're gonna get them as a paperback as well. I don't know. What I think I'm gonna do, Malcolm, is I'm gonna put all the short stories in one volume, and then make them a paperback, and then put them all together as a paperback, and then you're gonna get all the short stories. So it'll be like an anthology of all the Monty and Strong short stories in one book, because they need to be long enough to justify printing them as a paperback. So yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, so what pulls you in to try the audiobooks? That's a good question, Chris. Because it's good for us to know. You know? I know a lot of people prefer audio, and I can tell you I don't really like to speak about other narrators and stuff like that. But I tried listening to the audiobooks of Dresden, and I couldn't get past the first chapter. And so I thought, maybe it's me. And so I said, Dolly, come listen to this. And she was like, what'd you hear? You heard one chapter? How far did you get?
2 minutes.
I think she got 5 minutes into the audio.
Not even.
Not even? Less?
No.
Yeah, she was like, nope, can't do it. I thought, because I don't have that much experience with audiobooks. She does. She listens to a lot of audiobooks. And she was like, nope, can't do it. I'm sorry, this does not work for me. And so my brain works better visually. Like, I like to read my books, and she likes to listen to them. So I figured she was a better indicator of if this is a good audio. But we really lucked out having Kevin do our audio, for sure. You know? So, yeah, it's like people who, like Jeanette's saying, people who do a lot of craft work or who do other things can do whatever they're doing and have the audiobook playing in the background. And so they basically, you know, or if I did a lot of driving, I guess I would listen to audiobooks because you could drive and listen at the same time. So, yeah, see, Malcolm, yeah, because the guy who does Dresden's book is James Masters, Masters, I believe it is. And it's Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I wasn't a big Buffy fan, so I don't have that kind of listening, but I couldn't. He just does. I'm not going to speak negatively about it. It's just going to say it's not for me, the narrator for Dresden's books. Plus, I enjoy reading his books. I read them all anyway. I think at this point I was like round 2 by the time I got to Peace Talks. So, yeah, but I hear a lot of people love James. So I guess you have to kind of find the right narrator for your book. And we really, really were fortunate in having Kevin narrate our books, because the way he does Simon and Monty and Peaches, my God, I like listening to our books when he sends me the samples, because he sends us the first 15 minutes. We have to kind of approve it. Just to hear like I hope there's a Peaches moment in the first 15 minutes, because it's great. When I told him he needed to do Peaches' voice, and the inspiration for Peaches is I won't say it's identical, but it's Vinnie Jones. And if you don't know who Vinnie Jones is, it's the guy from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or Two Smoking Shotguns, or Lock, Stock, and Barrels. Yeah. He was also in Gone in 60 Seconds, but he didn't say anything until the very end of the movie. But Vinnie Jones has a very distinctive voice. So I said, you know what? Let's have Peaches have that kind of voice. And so Kevin pulls it off so well. I really enjoy the Peaches parts in the books. Let's see. Yeah, the voice actors for animation, same thing. They make the character, so you have to have the voice match what people think the character would sound like. So it's really important, you know. From what I understand, Chris, a lot of people say that the samples do, but I think we'd have to run a poll, really find out. You know, like, is this what it does? Because people will take a chance and listen to the first minute or two, but it's really like reading a book, like the Look Inside on Amazon. When you read that Look Inside, if the first paragraph, first sentence, first chapter doesn't grab you, you're not going to read the book. So people have to listen to the sample, and then they get a feel for, this is a story I want to listen to, because you're going to spend time with this narrator, hours in many cases. So it has to be a voice that you're okay listening to. Once you get past the voice, then the content has to grab you. So it has to be a combination of the two. Yeah. Yes, that's the same one, Malcolm. The grown grabbing ex-soccer player Vinnie Jones. Right. Was he really in a bad guy in X-Men? I didn't know that, Dan. I have to find out. Yeah. Exactly, Chris. The first page, chapter, I think the same thing applies with the audio, with the added factor of the voice of the narrator has to align with what's being read. So, like, James Earl Jones could probably read anything because he just has that kind of voice that kind of grabs you. So, you know, even if he was reading Winnie the Pooh, I think people would want to listen to it, you know, because it adds a certain gravitas. Yeah. Oh, he played Juggernaut. Wow, I didn't know that. Amazing. See, because I know is it Deadpool? In Deadpool, it was Ryan Reynolds who did the voice of Juggernaut. He did Deadpool and Juggernaut in the last Deadpool. So it's interesting. Well, but you're here, Mark. Mark says I always get busy just as you're about to, but you're here, and that's the key. You've got like 40 minutes, so hang out with us. Yeah, I agree, Dolly. It's more than the voice because it's the inflection. Like when you hear, at least for me, when I hear the audios of the M&S books, it's interesting because the character. Oh yeah, I was listening to a sample with the youngest Valkyrie, and we were listening to the 15-minute sample, and we were both like with bated breath because we wanted to find out what happened afterwards. And this, mind you, I wrote the book, but the way Kevin brought the book to life, you wanted to find out more about the story. And I think that's key. Because if they just read the story and it's just this monotone thing that's going to put you to sleep, you know, like Bueller, then you're not going to want to listen to it. But Kevin actually breathes life into the story. And he pauses and he really embodies what the characters are doing. So I think, like Dolly said, it's more than just the voice. It's actually what the narrator does with the story and the pauses that he takes and how he conveys the story that he's reading. And Kevin does a great job of that. So I'm really glad that we have Kevin doing our stuff. Craig, yes, Dragon, fashionably late. Excellent. Hashtag. Wait till you... Well, I'm not going to say anything because it'll be a spoiler, but yeah, I'm just going to say hashtag. And you'll know what I mean. Very bardic, yes. Right, I mean, again, it all depends on where we are in life. Some of us have, we can't do audio, so we have to read. Some of us can't read because our eyes are shut, so we have to do audio. It all depends on where we are in life and what our bodies allow us to do. So, you know, it's usually one of those two. Yes, when we get to the questions, I'll discuss rags because we got to get to some brew and chew at some point. We really got to redo that schedule, is what it is. Yes. It's just they don't have the proper visuals or to cover any lack. I don't know what that means, Jeanette. Did I miss something? Oh, the narrators are actors. Yes, they are. I think they're considered actors. They're voice actors, but they're actors. They have to embody the story. And I think it's harder for a narrator because they don't have a set. Like you said, they don't have the prop or visuals. So they have to act the story through their voices, basically. Because if you think about what a narrator does, they're not just doing one voice. They're doing all the voices in the story. Which is why we went through a whole thing with Rule of the Council. Because I was like, just do it in your voice and just do Chi's voice when she speaks. And Dolly was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work too well. It's not as immersive. And so we asked Kevin, after Dolly prompted me a few times, like, all right, Kevin, can you do this? Just take your time. Because it's also a strain for a male to do a female's voice and not make it sound like a male doing a female's voice. So I told him, take your time, just do, don't rush it, and work your way through it. He did a really good job. Wait till you guys hear Rule of the Council. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I'm glad, Mary Elaine, that he can get the audiobooks. You start with Tomb Yards and Butterflies, like Jeanette says, and you just work your way through. It's amazing. Yeah, it's like, and like Chris says, it's like the old radio shows for those of us who are before TV. Stacy says, I'm sure Cecilia is getting very impatient. Frank probably wants to influence Peaches right now. Frank has constantly been influencing Peaches. At this point, yeah, it's going to get really dangerous for Frank. So we'll see what happens. I don't think in this book. I think it's going to be in the next Night Warden book where Simon makes a cameo at the dive. Because I don't want to put it in a Monty and Strong book. I want to put it in a Night Warden book because it'll get more stage time. It'll get more time to really be addressed. Right, Jeanette. Yeah, it's true. When you have animation or you have a movie, it can make up for the lack in the narrator's skills. But when you have an audiobook, that's it. It's the narrator has to pull it all off. And so you have to believe that there's more than one actor, more than one voice, more than one character. It's incredible. Dan, go watch Yasuke. Let me know what you think. I'm going to probably watch it today and see how it is. It's a series. So thanks for being here, Dan. Did someone say Frank? Yes, someone said Frank. Frank has been working behind the scenes. Frank has been working behind the scenes for some time now. So we'll see what happens. Yes, it's incredible. See, so Jeanette saying Kevin's chi is brilliant. When he first did it, I was hesitant because I thought, okay, it's gonna be. I was just thinking from the point of view, it's gonna be hard for Kevin to do the whole book as chi. I think it should be that way, but I was of the position of it's gonna be tough because doing Chi's voice, she has a particular voice. It's a little huskier. She has a slight accent, and so it's tough. So I was saying, just read it like in your regular narrator voice, and when she speaks, you do her voice. And Dolly was like, yeah, but no, because that's gonna detract from the immersion of the story. So she was like, it needs to be in Chi's voice, and I was like, but he's gonna wreck his voice, and she's like, it needs to be in Chi's voice. I was like, fine, it needs to be. So we went back and forth quite a bit with Kevin on that. Like, to the point, I'll put it to the point. To the point where he said, I can always find you a narrator to do this book if you need, Because we went back and forth quite a few times. There were a lot of samples and variations. And she was like, nope. It needs to be in Chi's voice. I was like, okay, fine. It needs to be in Chi's voice. Kevin, can you do it in Chi's voice? And it wasn't even me asking him. She was like, it needs to be in Chi. Because Dolly handles the audio side. She's like, she talks to Kevin. She schedules it. She organizes it. I just go, okay, yeah, next book. Good. All right. So, and he does a fantastic job. Like when I hear that sample, I was like, wow. Okay, so Mark wants to know what world, if any, does Nyx belong to? I know she's not part of the Montyverse. No, she's in her own world, Mark. She doesn't belong to any particular world. She's in Nyxia's world. She's the start of her own universe. So, if anything, it would be like Monty and Strong. Things would expand from Nyxia's story outward. So let's say I wanted to do a story about Liv. It would be contained in Nyxia's world. Or a story about the Seven. It would be in Nyxia's world. So she would be the genesis of a new universe. Like I need to create a new universe, right? Chris, yes, Frank does his best work behind the curtain. Gotta put hashtag shadow work. Villain shadow work, yeah. And yeah, Chris, this is why I don't argue with Dolly on these things. Because she's the one that listens to audiobooks. And so she has a more discerning ear when it comes to these things. Like she heard things in the Dresden narration that I didn't pick up until she pointed it out, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go with what she says on that one. And so she said it has to be right. And so, like you said, it has to be right. And especially we have so many books out for Monty and Strong. we want to make sure that every book that we put out meets the same kind of level of quality. So we have the narrator, Kevin. I didn't want to change narrators. And so we kept it with him, and it just said, listen, you're gonna have to try this one. And Dolly wasn't really being nice about it. She's like, it has to be like this. I was like, okay. So yeah, I want to hear. That's the one that I was talking about, Heather. The War Mage, because the part where Monty creates the clones, the simulacrum, that's what I want to listen. Just for that part, I want to listen to. So let's see. M&S World is already crowded. Yeah, Chris, it's already crowded. I need to add more to. I already have enough happening, and I'm gonna add another character coming out soon from the M&S World. Actually, because of Rule of the Council, this character is going to have his own little short series. So it just keeps happening. So I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Yeah, it's worth it. The feels in this one are really... Which one? Oh, and Walking the... Yeah, Jeanette. They are. They really are. And so I have to listen. I want to listen to it just for the impression you get. Because reading the book is one thing. Listening to it is another thing. So I want to listen to it because I want to get the impressions of Walking the Razor as a heard or as a listened to piece of work, you know? Right, yeah, and see, Jeanette makes a really good point there. Chris, hold on. You won't like me when I'm angry. Yeah, she starts turning green and I start backing up. So, yeah. Gren in Nix's world would be, yeah, Tina, that would definitely be a good side story. Gren's world, Gren's story. So as Jeanette was saying, Chi's speaking voice is Chi with her internal monologue being a little lower on the register, but it is definitely Chi's voice, not Simon's voice pretending to be Chi. And that is the key when you know you have a good narrator, that he could make a distinction, or she can make a distinction between the voices and you know who's speaking. Like when I listen to Monty and Strong, I don't have to guess who's Monty and who's Simon and who's Peaches. It's immediately clear, you know? The audiobooks just have voice. They don't have environmental sounds because they have to be done in a studio, and Audible is really picky about any ambient sounds. Like we had which one was it? We had a book that we had to send back to Kevin because Audible picked up some kind of ambient noise. We didn't hear it, but they heard it and said this has stuff in the background and you can't. We can't produce it. And so I had to go back to Kevin to get it edited out. And huh? Oh yeah, it was the Golem. And so I had to get back to Kevin, get the ambient noise edited out, and then resubmit it, which delayed it, I don't know, a week or two? Because it's a whole process. So no ambient noises. It's not like the old-time radio shows where you had sound effects. No sound effects. Like Dolly says, the environmental sounds happen in your head. Wow, Jeanette. So far, the M&S World has 89 named characters. I couldn't name them all if I tried at this point. Exactly, Chris. It would become a drama show. Yeah. Right, Mark. But see, we got to play by those rules. You know, they can be discerning and say, no, there's ambient noise, even despite the fact they may put out subpar stuff. But it's also good because we want our audio books to be really good. So we'll roll with it. I'll have to go through it. I'll have to go through it, Jeanette, and listen to when he's going through the alignment. Yeah. And you know, Chris, he should do it because he has the voice for it. John and another friend of his did No God Is Safe for the Monty and Strong. So a lot of people don't know that, but John did No God Is Safe, the short story in the Monty and Strong world. He does his own audio. He has a studio set up, so he can definitely do it. He can definitely do a radio drama. But he says the same thing. It's killer on the voice. Like he has so many, in some of his books, he has so many voices that he's got to rest his voice. So shout out to John and his awesome books. And I think he's doing stuff with the PPD now. So we'll see. It would be cool if he would do a full cast or a radio drama. I could just imagine how many takes it would take knowing John. Because it's John, so the humor would be ridiculous. All right, let's see what else we got. I don't think we have that much today. It's awesome. Oh, we got questions. All right, let's get to the questions. So we got Oh wow, we only got like 20 minutes. All right, let me get to the questions. Hold on, guys. Questions. Okay. So some of you are here, some of you are not here, but I will read and answer the questions as long as they're spoiler free. Okay. So Janine E. Zers, I hope I should pronounce that name properly. She says, I am on the last Montague Strong audiobook. When will there be more? Oh, we just discussed that. The Walking the Razor is out, and the short stories will be out in May. And she needs a good listen that she's working, and she is serious. Seriously, Janine, Walking the Razor is out, and more are coming. She wants to know if any more Brew and Chew on the horizon. Will Cecilia be getting her own books? The Brew and Chew crew is basically Peaches, Cecilia, Rags, and Frank. It's their story. That's the Brew and Chew crew. And so there definitely more Brew and Chew, at least 3 more, but at least 2 more because it's a trilogy right now. And I don't know if she'll be getting her own book. She needs to make a few more appearances in Monty and Strong, and we'll see if she can branch out into her own things. But it won't be just her. It'll always be her and Rags. So we'll see. Wow, that's 89 is at Dragons and Demigods. There's more. It's a lot more than 89 then. Jeez. And I just added more in Requiem. So, oh boy. Jeanette asks, in Walking the Razor, was Monty holding back just a little bit in the Clash battle, much like Simon versus Dex, being aware that killing Simon was an irrevocable decision? I don't know if Dex could kill Simon. He's powerful, but I don't know if he's that powerful, or if Simon's curse would bring him back. That's a good question to ponder. But I think Monty was holding back because, again, he needed to help Simon, but he was also under the influence of the schism. But there's always a part of him that was conscious of what was going on. So yes, he was holding back somewhat. It'll be evident later on because he's much stronger now. Mark asks, if Peaches became a daddy, what potential names do you think he might give them? Peaches wouldn't become a daddy anytime soon, so I'm not even going to worry about that. So, yeah. And you can't take Rags away from Peaches. He'd be heartbroken. Yes, Malcolm, he would be. Alright, Rico the Wild asks, what are you working on now? What will be released next? And Jeanette answered, Requiem is currently being written. This is true. I'm in the middle of Requiem right now. It'll be ready for shredding in a few weeks. So yeah, it'll be ready for shredding about 2 weeks, maybe sooner if I really push it. Okay, let's see what else. There's more. Oh yeah, there's more. Scarlett wants to know, is Dolly working on my T-shirt? And do you like or have you read R.J. Blaine? I know R.J. Blaine because we are Facebook friends. I have not read any R.J. Blaine, but she seems to be a great person. She has her own things that she's doing, but I have not read any R.J. Blaine. And I don't know what T-shirt Scarlett wants Dolly to be working on, but that's something that Scarlett should ask Dolly about. So, yeah. So that's that question. Audrey asks, Orlando, how do you choose the name of your character? Wow. Okay, my characters pretty much come fully formed with the names. My brain is just weird that way. I've never had an issue where I needed to name, like I had a character and I didn't have a name. I never had a character without a name. So, to be honest, that all of that was to tell you, I don't know. Because my characters always come with their names. Like, I'll know it's a character that needs to be written because it comes to me with the name. So, I don't know how I get it simmers in my brain for a long time, and then when it does finally come out, it comes out. Next question from Audrey. What topic could you give a 20-minute presentation on with no preparation? Dialogue. How to write dialogue. Anything in martial arts that I studied for about 30 plus years. Physical fitness, how to train. Parenting, what to do, what not to do, what mistakes you shouldn't make. Let's see. I would say writing, but writing is such an organic process and an individual one too. So there are things that are unique to each person, but there are also things that are universal. So I can touch upon the broad aspects of writing. Let's see. There are a lot of subjects. There are a lot. topics that I can give 20-minute presentations on with no preparation because I'm ancient that way. Dolly, what makes you unique? Oh, she married me. Come on, that's what makes you what makes you unique. That's your question.
I'm willing to trade snippets for chocolate.
Oh, if you didn't hear that, she's willing to trade snippets for chocolate. No lie though. I mean, like, I do have chocolate. Look, these are my dark chocolates. They live on my desk. Hershey's dark chocolate. It's a currency in this house, chocolate. Okay, Valkyrie. Where's my Valkyrie? Greet her. What is your favorite book story?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I told her the correct answer was?
2 Yards and Brothers Lies.
Well, come over here and answer. What's your favorite book story?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. What's the correct answer?
2 Yards and Brothers Lies.
Thank you. Okay. Those are Audrey's questions. Thank you, Audrey, for the awesome questions. Jasmine Breeden asks, what type of genres do you not enjoy reading? Well, my TBR is immense. It's so long. And so right now I'm reading Benedict Jacka. I just finished the Steve McHugh series, I have finished Crimes Against Magic, the Hellquinn Chronicles. I finished the Avalon, and I just finished the Rebellion. Now I'm reading Benedict Jacka, Taken. But that I don't enjoy reading, I don't know. I don't really have a genre I don't enjoy reading because I don't read it. Romance would be the one I don't enjoy reading. Not because I don't enjoy romance, but I can't get into it. My brain does not process it well. Sorry. Let's see. Mary Beth Wright. Keep asking questions. I'll get to them in a moment. Mary Beth Wright asks, Orlando, have you ever thought about listing a pronunciation guide for names? I don't really think it's that necessary. I try to use names that are easy to pronounce. So I don't, if you have a specific name, Mary Beth, that you can't pronounce, let me know, and I'll help you, and I'll just let you know how it's pronounced. But I try to use names that are easy to pronounce for that reason, because I read plenty of fantasy and sci-fi growing up, and the names had like 15 consonants and apostrophes and dashes, and like, how do you pronounce this? So yeah. Linda asks, so Mary Beth, if you have a name you can't pronounce, let me know. Linda asks, are any of the characters you write similar to people you know in your life? If yes, which characters, which person? No, I try not to. I think I might take characteristics from people, but not similar to people in my life, because you just run into trouble that way. The only people who are similar to the people in my life are the red shirts, the people who actually get killed, and that's the reason they get killed in the story, so that there's no continuation to that. All right, let's continue. There are other questions. Oh, Paige has an obligatory plug for Lindt chili dark chocolate. Chili dark chocolate? Dolly has never had it, and those are two things she enjoys, chili and chocolate. So, Chris says, being old gives us a lot of 20-minute speeches. Yes, this is so very true. Oh, Chris wants to know, how did you come up with the name Bitten Peaches Publishing? That's a great question. Peaches. Obviously, I wanted to use peaches in the logo. And peaches, the actual fruit, and I kind of put it together. And I worked in graphic design for a long time, and signs and logos, and I said, oh, that's great. So peaches because of the fruit, and peaches because of the character, a bitten peach, and that kind of all melded together. And like I said, my brain is kind of strange that way, so Bitten Peaches, and that's how it was born. The production consistently in audio volume style. Question, are female hellhounds different in any way? I wouldn't think they were any different, Tina. Tina asks, are female hellhounds different? No. I don't think I wouldn't think they're different. So, but I don't think I'm going to add a female hellhound, because it would just be a repetition of Peaches. Maybe later on, but not now. Malcolm wants to know, do I have any other creative outlets? Well, I played trumpet for many years, all through junior high school, college. So I was a first trumpet. So I have music in my family, in my life. And my little ones all love music. I was on the track to become an architect before I decided not to. So I have a lot of artistic bents or leanings. I used to draw fairly well. I haven't practiced in a long time. I enjoy music. So yeah, there's always a different creative. When you find a person that's creative in one realm, they're usually creative in other realms too. Yeah. Stacy wants to know, when do we find out about Peach's mom? When I find out about Peach's mom. Mark wants to know, is there any update on Peach's plushie? Yeah, I discussed it earlier. All the places that would create it are closed now due to COVID, so we have to wait until the world kind of opens up a little bit more before we can even look into that. Let's see. Apricot, plum, no, I'm not going to name any of those. No. Bullet Dodger, nope. So, those are not names I am using. Let's see. Chris says dialogue is hard. Dialogue is hard. People keep telling me, oh, you do such great dialogue. You don't know how hard it is. I'm like, it's not hard. But over time, I realized from other authors that dialogue is one of the most difficult things to pull off well. Because when we're new writers, we want to write the way people really speak. And you cannot write that way because that is boring. Also, you can't do fillers. You can't do that will just drive readers crazy. So you have to kind of write differently. It's like a fake real dialogue. So pulling off dialogue is hard. It is. Okay, let's see. At what point would Roxanne's medical care of Monty would become a conflict of interest? I don't understand what that would mean. How it would be a conflict of interest? How would it be a conflict of interest, Heather? Can you elaborate just a bit? Mark says, not that I... It's not a good save. I enjoy romance, but Dolly can tell you, she's right here. I'm not a romantic guy. I don't do flowers and stuff like that. That's not me. Fortunately, that's not her either, so that's good, because I would have been in trouble. So let's see. It's Rocky Road Month at your favorite chocolate place, Dolly. Wow. Too bad that you're in Australia, Jeanette. That'd be awesome to visit. Jeez. Oh, Marshall Lynn wants to know how you pronounce Acheron, as if it were a K. So the CH is hard, like school. So it's Acheron, not Acheron. Acheron. Marsha. A Bite of the Peach is a name for the newsletter that I put out every month, continuing the theme of Bitten Peaches. So A Bite of the Peach kind of plays on the whole theme of Bitten Peaches. Because I want to kind of just, keep the theme going. So yes. Yes, Craig got it, Acheron. So I'm just kind of following up on the questions, guys. And yeah, Chris, yeah, you've created in many different media. I'm sure most people who are creative are not limited to one medium. And I think the creativity transitions from medium to medium. So yes. Bullet Dodger was a name for a dog. That was that was me scooting away from the puppy question. Yes, Bullet Dodger is that's a good way to describe that evasive maneuver. Craig says you can either be scene descriptive or vocal descriptive. Most people can't do both easily. It's true. How would I put this? I know a lot of writers who are very strong in describing world building, in describing scenes, and then not so strong in doing their dialogue, and vice versa. It takes a lot of work. It's a reason why writing is a craft. It takes a lot of work and practice to get good at both. And so you have to practice. You have to write a lot of crappy stuff to kind of get it out and get used to it, and a lot of reading, because you can start reading how some of the great writers, like, you go back to Pratchett, Soteri and Heinlein and Asimov and Tolkien, all these people who took scenes and put them in your head. You have to describe, you have to do word pictures, basically. It's not easy. Des is going tomorrow. I have to wait. Oh, he's gonna go get some rock. You're gonna get some Rocky Road. Nice. Oh, conflict between girlfriend and doctor. No, there's never gonna be that conflict, Malcolm. It's Roxanne. Hello? Yeah, no. That's never gonna be a conflict of interest. Because as a doctor, she's always gonna have the last word. And as a girlfriend, it's Roxanne. I wouldn't mess with Roxanne. Yeah, that's really what it is, Jeanette. So Jeanette says, I love the phrase fake real conversation. And that's really what it is. It's a fake. When you're writing, as a writer, when you're writing, you cannot write the way people really speak. Because if you ever listen to conversation, which I used to do early on in my writing, I used to listen to how people spoke. Because I would write in the Starbucks. So I would eavesdrop into conversations. You cannot write the way people normally speak. It wouldn't hold anyone's interest. If you listen to you when you speak to your friends or your family, it wouldn't work as a writer. So you have to write fake real conversations. Yeah, Chris, I'm a hopeless romantic but not helpless. Exactly, Chris. Yeah. And Craig, I kind of agree with that. 10,000 hours of experience to master any skill. That's Malcolm Gladwell's, right? That's Malcolm Outliers. That's from the book. Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell wrote a great book on that. And 10,000 hours is about the average to develop kind of mastery. But I think that's where kind of it begins, because even in martial arts, when they say when you get to Shodan, which is a first degree black belt, that's when you just started training. So everything prior to that first degree black belt is practice. It's just getting to the first degree. And then once you get to the first degree, the higher ranks will tell you, now you're ready to train. And you're like, what? I just spent years getting to here. And they say, yeah, well, now you're ready to train, because everything prior to this degree was you getting ready for real training. So, yeah. Right. Yeah, Craig, exactly. As a writer, when you're writing, it's turns, right? So if any of you who are gamers understand the concept of turn-based play, where one person goes, then another person goes, then another person goes. As a writer, you've got to be able to do that. You got to be able to write with everyone taking their turn, but giving the illusion of people talking over each other. And so that's why it's fake real writing. Exactly, Chris. When you think you know everything, that's when you're just starting. And that's life. That's the way it is in pretty much anything that you want to undertake. When you think when you think you're just getting there, you're arriving, that's when you're just starting. And that's the way life is. Right. Works with degrees as well. Postgrad is where all the work really starts. Right. And like Mark said, the peak of the mountain is just the foothills of the next mountain. So you're always doing, I made it. No, there's still more to go. And the mountains never end. So it's never you've reached the top of the mountain. It's always you've reached the plateau to the next mountain. Then at the top of that one, you look and there's another mountain ahead of you. And it's always that. And that's the way life is. If you're up to something that's pretty amazing, and you're always willing to learn and open to learning, and I guess it would be willing to get better at what you do. Like I can never get to the point where I say I've mastered writing. I could say I'm better than when I started, but I can never get to the point where I say I've mastered it. All I know is I'm constantly improving, which is why I still read writing books, craft books. I don't read so much books on getting my voice anymore, but I still read on how to do certain phrases, how to handle certain structures, how to convey certain ideas. Because there's always something you can learn. And then that's why I still read other authors, because, that's a great way of turning that phrase, or a great way of describing that scene. That's how you learn. I think it's less now, Chris. It's not so Chris's computers change every 18 months. I think the window has shortened. I think it's going to 12, 16 to 12, I think. 18 months was when we started in it, and now it's getting every 12 to 16. We're getting so philosophical, Stacey. It says, philosophy is everything we do, Stacey. This is life, Right, Mark. Complete mastery would indicate there's no end point. And there's always, you can't have complete mastery. That there's no end point. And that's the key. Yeah, 6 to 18. It's getting scary. Yeah. Craig says, true wisdom is knowing what you know and being confident about what you do not know and being able to admit it. Right. Exactly. Yeah, I know I can write certain things well. I know I still have to work on a whole bunch of things. And even when I'm writing, I always, here's the downfall of writing when you start actually getting books out. You can fall into the perfectionist trap, because now you realize that whatever you've written, you can write better. So now you're starting to polish and polish and polish to the point where you never release. And that's why you'll hear the advice given to newer writers is ship. You got to ship your stuff. You got to get it out. Get it as good as you possibly can, and then get it out. I mean, it does include editing, and I'm not saying just produce junk, but get it as good as you possibly can. Get it edited, and then go on to the next thing, and you will improve. But if you're just gonna stay with one book and never release it because it needs to be perfect, it's never going to go out into the world, and you need to get it out into the world. Right, Chris? Yeah. Jeanette wants to know, what books on writing would you recommend? Okay, here, start here. I would always say start here. And I have these books on my desk. This is a book by Larry Brooks called Story Engineering. He has 3 of them. So Story Engineering, Story Physics, and Story Fix, they're called. But those live by my desk. So get that, because those are really it's a steep learning curve with those books. I mean, he really gets into the nitty gritty of writing, but it's worthwhile. You're gonna have to read that book a few times to get the information out of it. But it's a great book. So that's the first book I always recommend to writers. Read that book, study that book, and then pretty much anything by James Scott Bell. These 2 authors know each other. Larry and James know each other. Larry writes a little bit more technical, and James writes a little easier to understand. So, the words are reversed. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it's on the camera. But it's Story Engineering by Larry Brooks. I would recommend. Can you put that link up, please? The amazing Dolly's going to put it up. A link. To have a book on grammar, I would recommend. Jeez, you're asking the person who doesn't know how to use commas about a book on grammar. What do you think, Audrey? But yeah, so Dolly will post the link up shortly, and then you guys could have it. Man, time is almost over. Jeez, it goes by so fast. So yeah, I recommend that book. I also recommend Story by Robert McKee, but that's more of a screenwriting book. But it's also a book that's a tome. It's thick. Robert McKee's a fantastic and a well-known screenwriting coach. So you should pick that one up, because it just gives you a different perspective on how to deal with story and ideas. So if you're going to do... Okay, I do have the classic. I have Strunk and White's Elements of Writing. That one. So I used that one, but I think I skipped the comma part. So yes, and that's why I have a fantastic art, because they catch all the commas, you know. But yeah, Strunk and White is one that's given to you. I think I got that one in high school, so it's really old. Strunk and White. It's been revised a few times, but it's a must-have too, because it kind of deals with the foundation of grammar. So I also recommend that one if you can read it. It's an older style, but I think it's been revised. The Elements of Style, yeah. So I've read all those books. I've tried to assimilate the knowledge within. Some of it stuck. The parts with commas didn't. So Tina wants to know, do I always borrow Dolly's mugs? Yes. I don't borrow these, you know. She makes coffee, and then she brings me the coffee in a mug, and I take the coffee in whatever mug it's presented. And today, yeah. Oh, commas are punctuation. Yeah, I'm allergic to punctuation. Sorry, Marsha. Not grammar, but yeah. Chris says, will you ever have time to do a short YouTube video on writing or something for online? It's something that I've been thinking about, Chris. I don't know if I'm qualified to do a writing video, but we'll see. I can do certain topics, and I can discuss it and see, maybe like short 5-minute things. Craig Martell does something like that, but he does it on the business of writing. So I might be able to do something like that on just writing. What does it mean to write? Audrey says, my question about grammar is serious. Things seem to have changed. Take a look. Yeah, Strunk and White is considered the standard for grammar. So start there, Audrey. The Elements of Style. That is, yeah. Yeah, it was followed by Adios. But Strunk and White, by the time it was teaching, yeah, it's really well known. I mean, every writer that I know has a copy of Strunk and White somewhere in their library. So I would go there first, Audrey. Right, Craig Martell has if you're starting out writing, you're a new writer, look up Craig Martell. He has a whole series of these really quick books on how to write and marketing, all the stuff that you would need as a new writer. So yeah. And I do bow to the amazing. Are you kidding me? She brings me JAVAMBROSIA. That is, there are no words for that amazingness. All right, guys, we're almost done. Jeez, it goes by so fast. Oh, really? The title's called Adios, Strunk and White. Really? I didn't know that. So, okay. I never heard of that one, Paige. Is it good? I've never heard of Adios, Strunk and White. Is it because they revised it and made it more modern? Yes, Craig Martel has a YouTube channel. He's also on there with Michael Anderle. So if you really want to get into the business of writing books, if you don't know who Michael Anderle is, he's one of the founders of, or the founder of 20 Books to 50K. But if you really want to get into the business of writing books and understand that there's a business to being an author, Craig and Michael have a YouTube channel and where they discuss the business of writing books and what it means to treat this profession as a career, as a business. So yeah, it's really the nuts and bolts of writing. And also Craig has a YouTube channel with another person named Joe Solari, and they also get into the business of writing books. So it's what does Paige use? Oh wow, okay. Purdue Writing Lab. Okay, I'll have to look into that. It looks interesting. So Malcolm wants to know, how different are English and American English grammar? Yeah, two different languages almost, Malcolm. So different. I would say very different. Not to mention that it was just, there's different, I don't want to say semantics, but it's almost like a different dialect. English is English and American is American. And so it really is two different ways of speaking what's considered the same language. I mean, I try to make the distinction when I write Monty and Strong. So Monty speaks English and Simon speaks American. And so there is a distinction between the two. To the point where when I first started writing Monty and Strong, I had to ask the people in the UK mob, how certain things were said. Like a truck is not a truck. You guys call it a lorry. And so things like that. So it's different. Oh, Adios was an updated, less technically fussy guide. Got it. Right, and Australian is, I don't even have an Australian character because that would be like a whole, yeah, that would be a whole thing. It's a whole different, that's not even English or American, it's Australian. And so yeah, we don't use that many U's in American, Mark. That's the thing. Right, color. The OU variants are a big deal. Color. So yeah, it's like that. There was a learning curve there when I decided to have a character who was English. And so yeah, just because I speak American doesn't mean I speak English, as Simon or Monty have made clear. All right, guys, we've gone over. Mob fam, I want you guys to have a great weekend. Mother's Day is May 9th. Our next Mob TV is going to be on the 14th. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms. So Sunday, May 9th is Mother's Day. Yes, there's vaccines out there. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but still wear your mask. Get your vaccine when you get a chance to, please. Get your vaccine. Just as soon as it's safe, get your vaccine. Wear your mask, social distance, stay safe, take care of yourself. Have a great and fantastic weekend. I'll put up a snippet from Monty and Strong later today. And as always, be uncommon. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks, but I'm always in the room. See you guys.
Bye.
Wait.
Bye.
Take us out. What else? Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
This has been what episode?
47.
What episode? Don't tell me. Tell them.
47.
Okay. Wait. Say bye.
Bye.
Don't just put your hand in there. All right. Bye, guys.